Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I'm back with part 2 of my slim journal with the Flippy tuck spots. And with this project, you can use a 12 by 12 paper. If you're going to use a 12 by 12 paper, just make sure your pattern has no direction. That way nothing will look upside down, but it's up to you. You can still use any papers you like. And it's also a great 12 by 12 paper with single-sided paper as well, so you can use a single-sided printed paper to make the slim journal. But I made mine with different paper scraps that I had laying around to put it together because I wanted all the different patterns, and the paper I use, it's a medium weight scrapbook papers to make the cover. And then I did make the pages for the signatures for the journal using my tea stained A4 papers that I tea dyed myself. So the papers are an A4 size paper, but you can use a letter size paper as well. The pages will probably be a little bit smaller in size, but it'll still work. You can use a normal A4 photo paper. You can use any papers you want to make your pages, but I'm going to show you how I made my one with my one to create the journal. But I'll just quickly do a quick flip through. I won't do a detailed flip through because I want to get straight into the tutorial. If you want to see a more detailed look, I'll put the link down below to part 1 video so you could have a look. But this is the cover using one of my digitals, which I had mentioned in part 1 that I am going to list the digitals in my Etsy store very, very shortly. So there is a side pocket, and these are the pages that I've made for the signature for the journal to do some writing. So that's that part, and then you got a back side pocket here to add another journal if you like, or documents or receipts. So that's that, and then there is a flip page here. So this is a Flippy page. These are the 2 Flippy tuck pockets that goes in the cover, and that's that pocket at the back. So yeah, so I was making it originally as a folio folder to just store a few things, but I decided I wanted to add some pages and use it to add a little spot to do some journaling. So that is the journal, which I really love making. Really easy to put together. So let me just show you first. Let me see. So if you want to use a 12 by 12 paper, so let me just see. If you want to use a 12 by 12 paper, I'm going to put that here just so you could see. And what you want to do, the measurements are really easy to cut, so I made them easy for you to remember and how to cut it. So you want to, I'm going to place this there. I'm going to place this there just so you can see how it'll look. I think I have one more piece. Oh no, this is the other piece. So they go like that. So you just want to pretend that all this is a 12 by 12 paper, which is the piece of paper I have underneath. That's a full 12 by 12 paper. But like I was saying, I'm using paper scraps. Let me just bring this up a little bit, just so you can see. Sorry, it's a bit wobbly. And what you'll do here is you're going to grab your 12 by 12 paper and you're going to cut it in half. So you're going to have one piece at 6 inches by 12 inches. So you'll have one piece there. So this part is gone. And then you're going to have another piece on the top, which will be this piece. You're going to cut them at 3 inches 3 times, so 3, 6, and 9. So you'll have 3 pieces. Sorry, you'll have 4 pieces at 3 by 6 inches. So you'll have 4 of these at 3 by 6 inches. You're going to grab one piece of that 3 by 6 inch. You're going to cut it down 1/4 of an inch less. So we're just going to cut that down at 1/4 of an inch. And then you're going to cut that in half again at 3 inches. So you're going to have these 2 little pieces, and these are going to be the little tags that go inside the little flippy tuck spots. So I hope you sort of got that idea. And that is all the cuts and the measurements. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to use these papers. So I'm just going to place it back here so you could see how to make those cuts. So 12 by 12 paper, cut that in half. You'll have this piece at 3 by 6 inches. You're going to cut the other half at 3 inches each. So you'll have 3 inches by 6 inches, 3 pieces. Your fourth piece, you're going to just cut that piece down and just trim off about 1/4 of an inch off. Then turn it around, cut that in half at 3 inches. You'll get 2 of these, and then just make your little corners to create your tags. So I'm just going to put these to the side for now. So these are my 3 pieces and 2 pieces for the tag. And I have this piece at the longer piece. This will be the cover. So what we'll do, let's create the cover first. And I also have my tea dye stained A4 paper that I'll use for the journal. And we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard. So let me just see here. So I'm going to turn it around and have my cover facing down, and this is a 12-inch side. And I just grab my scoring tool. So what we'll do first, we're going to score at 1.5 inches, 4 3/8 of an inch. That's the little mark just after the 4 1/4 of an inch. There's a little green mark there. So we're going to score at 4 3/8 of an inch, 8 inches, and 11.5 inches. So that's the scoring for that. And then I'm just going to, since I've got the scoreboard out, let's just do all the scoring for all the other pieces. So this part here, we have the little flippy page here. You can just select which one you would like out of your 3 by 6 papers to create the flippy part. If you're using a 12 by 12 paper, you just grab one. So I'm just going to use this one for the flippy part. So I'm going to just place that with the cover facing up, which is this part facing up. I'm just going to score that at 1/4 of an inch. Just use that 1/4 of an inch. Sorry, my mistake is 1/2 an inch. We'll score that at 1/2 an inch. Although you can score it at 1/4 of an inch if you like. It will just mean that your cover will overhang wider. So you can decide. You can score it 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch. So we've done that score line for that flip page. And now we've got these 2 flippy pockets. That will be the other 2 pieces at 3 by 6 inches. And we're going to turn that around one side, and we're going to score it on this side at 1/4 of an inch. All right, we can just leave that for now and do that. And then we'll do the same to the other one. Score that at 1/4 of an inch. So now we've got those 2 pieces with the 2 score lines. And that is pretty much it. If I might also do this pocket as well in the tutorial if I've got some papers laying around, but we'll do the cover first and put everything together. So what we'll do first here, what we're going to do on this side, let's grab this side first. We'll fold this over to the front, and this will be that side tuck pocket in the front of at the back of the front cover. And then we are going to go on this side. I'm going to fold this one back. So you'll have one facing forward, one facing back. We're going to fold this score line over towards you. And that's there. And then you'll see that score line is not in line. It's a little bit off, out, and that's what we want. We want that to be out a little bit. And then we're going to fold this over, and that will give you the cover. So that is the cover, and that's your side pocket. And then we've got this little piece that's flapping. That's what we're going to use as the hinge to create the flippy pages. And I just got to do one more thing. Just going to grab the scoreboard again. I'm just going to, which I forgot to do, I'm just going to, that little piece, I'm just going to line it up on the 6-inch mark. I'm just going to do a little mark at the 3-inch, just a little one like that, just so I know where the halfway mark is. So you can do that as well. I'm just going to bring that. So what we'll do next, let me just have a look. So when I make these projects, I only make one and then I do the tutorial. So sometimes I have to have a look. And what we can do here is you can create a thumb notch there if you wanted to. Did I do that on my one? So you can create a thumb notch first here. And let's just glue that side pocket so we can have that done so it's not flapping around. And then I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom. That will seal off the side pocket. I have the link down below as well to my glue video, what glue I use, if you wanted to have a look at that video. And then you can also read the comments below if you are not in Australia, and my subscribers have also recommended what glues they use. So if you just wanted to know what I use or what glues that others recommend. So there's your side pocket, that's done. So we've got that. And now what we can do here is we are going to get the flippy page, which is this one. And what shall we do first? I think we'll do the pockets. Let's do these pockets. So sorry, I'm just trying to remember what order we can do this. So let's do the flippy pockets. So we've got here the little score line. And I'm going to just give that a bit of an angle cut on the corners, just where that score line is. Same with the other one. And I'm going to fold them back. And what I'll do here is I'm going to just fold that and line it up with that little fold that I just made. Do that to both of them. And before we glue them down, I'm just going to create a thumb notch to the sides. Just makes it easy when you want to take your tags out. So there's your, we're going to glue this part down and do that. But before I do that, I'm going to have the, sorry, I'm just trying to work out. I'm going to have these little flaps on the bottom. So I'm going to put the thumb notch on the right side on both of them. So I might glue it down first. Let's glue these down. And then I'll just do a thumb notch on the right side. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to do that. Right, so they're done. So they're going to be the two little flippy pockets. And now because I made the little mark there, because I want to know where half of that, I'm going to cut that down up to that score line. Like that. So now you've got two pieces here. I'm going to also just cut these little corners out into an angle. And I'll show you what I'll do next. I'll cut them out first. It'll just make it easier to slide those flippy pockets in place. And then I'm also going to trim it down a little bit as well, just a little bit, about halfway, because we don't need all that extra piece, but enough to be able to hold the pockets in place. Now I've got these two. Let's pop that back this way. And now we can slide these in here. Hopefully they will fit. So that should fit in. If they don't fit well, you can just angle cut this a little bit more until they slide in nicely. So I'm just going to go in a little bit more. And I'm just going to check to make sure that that will slide nicely. So there, that's perfect. And then this one will go in here. And I might do the same and just fix that angle cut. So what I'll do is I'm going to add glue to both sides of these little the hinges. Let's do one pocket at first. So there's that hole. Slide that in. Oops. You don't mind if it sticks out a little bit, because it helps, gives it a bit of room to flip open and close. So that one's done. That was easy enough to do. Now we can do the other one. Do the same, slide that in. Get that in. Oops. Okay. Oops. It's always easier when I'm not doing it on camera. Okay, so we'll get that in. Should go in. There we go. Got that in now. So that's that one done. So now we've got 1 and 2. And now we've still got that opening here. We're going to add this little piece. This is going to be the flip page, which is this one. Yeah, that's this piece. So I'm going to do the same. I did score mine half an inch instead of the 1/4 of an inch. Is that the same size? Yeah, but you can. I did that score line before at the 1/4 inch, so you can still do it that way. It'll just be a little bit longer, so you can decide which one you want to do. But I'll go in about that much, and I'll do the same. I'm going to just angle cut these two corners, and then that's going to get placed inside here like that and glued in, and that will give me a flip page. Then you've got these two pockets. So I'm going to glue that in. And the same with this piece, just don't have it just beside the score line, not on the score line, just to allow the flip page to open and to flip around easily. I'm just going to press that in now. So it's just here. And you can add another flip page if you wanted to. You can add, let's just say one of these, you can add one of these in here and fold that back. And you've got another flip page if you want to make it more interactive. But these little two pieces, they're the little tags that go in here. The ones that we cut. So they go in there, really cute. So they can go in now. Then you've got this. And now this part here is the part where you can decide if you just want a top pocket loading up here. You're just going to glue down along here and the bottom and then glue that in place. Or if you just want to have the side opening, you just glue down the bottom. And I'm going to also, before I glue that down, I'm going to create a thumb notch up here. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to do a side opening. So I'll just glue down here. I'll close that up now, and that completes my journal cover. So you can just have it like this and just have it as a folder to add all of your notes, journal pieces, tags and note cards, and it's pretty much ready. And then you have that spot here at the back. If you don't want to create the journal, you can add your journal to the back there. And this piece, if you wanted to make one, I'll just tell you the measurements for this piece is 6 3/4 inches by 6 inches. So 6 inches by 6 3/4, and I folded at the 6 3/4 inch mark in half. So yeah, if you want the measurements for the cover. So that's for that. And then to make, you can then just make a little pocket like I have here and place them in the front of each of these and one at the back. So play around with these parts. You can keep adding as much as you want in here. So that's done. Let's make the little signature in the front here now to create the little journal. So I have then, let me just clear all this up. So I've got an A4 stamp paper, and I've got a book page here just to add an extra page in there. And so if you have an A4 paper, you only need one piece to make the pages. If you want to add more, you can add more as much as you like. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to fold this in half. Now a letter size is a little bit slightly different in size, but it'll still work. And I'm just going to use my ruler and tear that. So I have two pieces now. And what I'll do here is grab one. And I'm just going to make my own fold. And sort of, I want it as wide as this, roughly. It doesn't matter if it sticks out a little bit, I don't mind that. So that's where I'll have that. Fold that down. And then this part here, I'm just going to fold this in. Sorry about the lighting. The sun is just coming out. So I'm going to just fold that in. I'm going to just fold it just so I'm not right on the fold. Okay, so this will be the extendable page. that, and I'll do the same with this one. So now I've got two, and I'm just going to decide how I want to place, where I want to place the spine. So this will be my front page, and then I'm going to turn it this way, and let me just see, yeah, turn it this way, and then have this part on the spine as well. So that's how I'm going to, you just play around with it however you like. So I've got that, and then this will flip open that way. Then I have this page, and this one flips open that way. So it's basically the opposite to each other, pretty much. And then I've got a book page, which I could place that in there. Let's just add that in there. Let me just cut out the edge. This is from a set of books, The History of Australia. And my neighbour had to go into an aged care, and he was a principal of a high school back, oh, I don't know what year, and he had a lot of books, and he asked me if I wanted some of the books, and I thought, oh yes, thank you, I would. And so they're perfect to use for my journals, and got a little bit of history of Australia in there somewhere. So let me just see the height of this one. Put that. I'll make it a little bit shorter, just a little bit. Alright, so let's put that back in there. I might even put that in the front. I wonder if I've got something else I could use to add to the front. You know what, I have another piece here. I might just add this one just to add extra pages. Let me just add one more, and then we'll put it together. And you don't even need to sew these pages in. So if you don't want to sew or don't know how to sew your pages, it's so easy. I'll show you how you can do it with just your everyday tool that we all have somewhere at home. So let's just tear that. I'm just going to fold that in half, just because I want to add one more piece in there. All right, so all we do here, I'm just happy with all of that. Get your middle part, place that on that fold line. So that's going to get placed in there. Just take these out. And all you need is just your everyday stapler you have at home. The only thing with your stapler is the stapler I have here has a depth of just over 3 inches. So it's a perfect stapler that will go right through to where I need to go in here. So if you have a stapler that can go as far in as over 3 inches, that's perfect. But if you don't have a stapler that goes all the way in, you can just take out a couple of the staples and somehow just push them in through the middle, and then press the backs down to secure it. But I bought this from Officeworks for, I think it was around $10, maybe less. And it's a very good stapler. So if you're in Australia, you can go to Officeworks and you'll find this one here. Just going to grab a couple of paper clips to hold it in place. Just going to hold that one there. I mean, you could sew it, of course, or you can stitch it with your sewing machine. Or, if you like, if you have some elastic, some thin elastic, like hat elastic, you can just tie it around the whole cover and pages and tie a knot and just slide your pages in. And then you can, that'll hold it. You can use some ribbon, some thin ribbon, some string, anything you like. There is no rule on how you want to put your pages together, I think, anyway, as long as they're in there and you've got somewhere to write. So I'm just going to, hopefully that's all lined up. And then I'm just going to go from the front. I'm going to go in, sort of find where the lines are, staple that down, and then the other side, just sort of make sure it's even. So they're all stapled in now, and there's my pages. That's my cover. So let's have a look. So page 1, journal page. Here's extra pages. There's the other page. And then I've got that side pocket in the back there. Flip page. The 2 flippy tuck pockets for these tags. And then you can just make yourself a little paper clip or something to hold these in place. It's just so that these don't slide out, and you can just slide them in there, and that decorates your page. And let me just grab another one and then place one up the top here. That'll hold the other one. And that's that done. Now let me see, I might also just add this little pocket in there. Even though I've done many of those videos, I'll do one in here. Let me just find some scrap papers. Let's just use this piece. This is the one that I've got. So all I'm going to do is, you want, as long as you want your strips of paper at 1 inch each. 1 inch, and then you just decide how high you like it. So I'm going to, let's see, just 2 inches wide. Okay, that's fine. I'll make my height of my pocket at 4 inches. 4 inches, and then you want to cut your strip at 1 inch wide for each one. So as long as you have a width of 1 inch, and then you can then decide how high you like your pocket. And then, so that's going to be my height. Fold that in half. Fold this one in half. It's also great if you have a lot of little vellum scraps. You could use them for the pockets. I normally use a scoreboard to give me a nice score line, but this is fine. So then you just want to decide where you want to place it. Down here, up in the middle, at the top. So I'm going to just put mine in here. And then I'm just going to glue the back of one side. And then you'll place that part with the glue where you like it. So you've got one side of the pocket about done. And then with this, you'll do the same, glue the back. And then line it up as best you can and place it however width you want your pocket. So now you have these 2 pieces. And I've got this vellum. I hope this will fit. That's good. You just want to make sure your vellum will fit inside like that. So when you glue it, you've got room. So that's actually good. And then I'm just going to also trim this one. I'm going to trim it a little bit less than the height of the sides. So I'm going to probably go down about 1/4 of an inch less than the 4 inches height. I like how it doesn't line up with the edge of the pocket here. As you can see, it just makes it more interesting. But you can have it lined up with the height. You can make it even lower, however you like. So I'm going to do mine there. So with this, you're going to glue the sides, and then you're going to glue the back of this side. So it's got somewhere to hold everything in place, so nothing falls down the bottom. Just place that, seal that off, seal that off, and that's glued down the bottom. And the reason why I did add the embellishments here to the front, I wanted to cover all the glue that's on the vellum. So that's just I could also add one of, I could even add one of my digitals to the front like that to cover that up if I wanted to do that. That'll look nice. And then you've got another pocket, and that sticks out too, which is really cute. But that's how I made this pocket. I think this will fit in there. Oh, it just fits. Perfect. So there you have it. And then you now just cover that part, and there you have another pocket. And add some tabs, add some trim. So much fun decorating you can do with this lovely slim journal with flippy type pockets. You can use a 12 by 12 paper, single-sided paper, any papers you like. The paper I use, yeah, it's sort of a medium weight paper, probably 160 GSM. I did use some die cuts with the View paper. Their paper is a little bit thicker, and it'll still work. You can use anything you like. You can use your digitals if you want. So I hope you enjoyed this step-by-step tutorial to make one of these journals, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.